The resource sustainability issue that I have chosen to address in this documentary to you all is waste to energy incineration of municipal solid waste, and whether or not this type of technology will be more beneficial to Australia rather than landfill. Each year, the rubbish you throw away, in other words, municipal solid waste, about 20 million tonnes of it, makes its way to approximately 2,846 landfill sites in Australia. Shown here is an image of the current waste management facilities in Australia. The black dots represent these facilities, and as you can see, there are quite an enormous amount of dots on this image. Incineration of waste involves the process of depleting the valuable resources that we chuck into our bins and turning it into a renewable resource. But how does waste become energy? I'll tell you in a nutshell.
Waste is discharged into the bunker. This is where waste is mixed around, which ensures an even burn in the furnace. The waste is then loaded into the furnace. Rubbish in here is then dried and burnt at temperatures over 1000 degrees. This enables the destruction of chemicals within the waste. Grates inside this furnace drop bottom ash from the burnt rubbish, where it's then cooled by water. The steam from the burning of the waste then enters through a turbine, which then generates electricity.
The goals that I have put together from my sustainability report are to reduce the amount of solid waste going into landfill, to reduce the amount of greenhouse gases released into the atmosphere from waste, and to obtain renewable resources from waste that can go back into the community. The research I have done and analysed regarding this issue has given me insights into many of the different views and opinions of waste to energy incineration that the world holds. There are issues regarding the cost to install and run the plant, impacts on the environment, including impacts on individuals, and the advantages of the plant concerning the sustainability of turning waste into a renewable resource, which is of course energy. The points I have researched were a mix of opinions and facts. I obtained significant information regarding facts from individuals with academic backgrounds that were based in the field I am researching on. The facts were supported with first-hand evidence from studies that had been conducted in countries across the world.
From waste, we get greenhouse gases.
From my sustainability report.
We also can get renewable energy from waste, which is of course from incinerating the waste. We need to educate people on waste, and we also need to educate people on renewable energy. Greenhouse gases affects the community's health, and it also impedes on our atmosphere. From operation of the incineration plant, we get renewable energy, of course, and new jobs arise.
So what are the issues in terms of people, place, and profit?
Landfill may be the cheapest way of waste disposal, however dangerous gases are released into the atmosphere, and more than 90% of these gases are carbon dioxide and methane. Other gases that are released into the atmosphere from landfill are nitrogen, hydrocarbons and compounds. These gases that are deposited into the environment come with many risks, including the contribution to global warming, damage of local vegetation, methane flammability, and the effects on health aspects. Incineration of waste, like landfill, generates emissions that enter the environment. These include carbon monoxide, acid chloride and fluoride, sulfur dioxide, heavy metals and dioxins. These gases and the fly ash that is left behind during the process of burning the waste are the main problems which pose health risks on the environment and individuals. However, control equipment is being designed in order to minimise the risks associated with the amount of gas entering the environment.
Here is shown a graph explaining the results of a study done in the UK that utilised a life cycle assessment to compare whether biogas recovered from landfill or energy recovered from incineration of municipal solid waste is more sustainable, considering the carbon footprint of both processes. The results shown in this graph display that waste-to-energy incineration had much higher savings of greenhouse gases compared to that of landfill.
After all of my researching, I gathered knowledge on Australia's current waste management process and compared it with waste-to-energy incineration plants. With facts gathered from incineration plants across the world and facts also regarding landfill, I found that both processes emit harmful substances into the environment. However, the development of equipment which controls the amount of emissions sent into the atmosphere via incineration is on the rise. As far as this issue concerns, I am convinced that waste-to-energy incineration facilities perform better for the environment and are a much more sustainable process for the future, serving a purpose of turning our solid waste into a renewable resource, which is of course energy. Light bulb!